Hey guys, and welcome to Pirate Hunter Traffy. Since Tanjiro first arrived at the swordsmith village, the third season of Demon Slayer has been moving at a breakneck pace, and episode 5 is no exception. Following where episode 4 left off, Muichiro carries Kotetsu on his shoulder. He inquires if they're going the right way. Soon, he sees a fish demon up ahead, trying to climb a tree to get to Kozo. Muichiro rushes forward and cuts the demon's vase, killing it and saving the swordsmith. Kotetsu and Kozo are glad to see each other safe, while Hashira asks him if he is Kanamori and his sword is finished. Kozo sees that the one he is using is broken, and says that his own blade is ready. He also says that Tanjiro had asked him to explain himself before, which surprises Muichiro. The conversation is then cut off when Kotetsu says that Hotaru is still in danger. Kozo agrees and takes the lead. As they go deeper into the bush, he points to a work hut in the distance and says that it has a blade he can use. He asks him to protect the chief of the village. Muichiro pulls the swordsmith back suddenly and says, "There's something coming." A porcelain vase rolls out of the trees, and the voice inside is surprised that he saw him. When Gyoko comes out, he realizes that Muichiro is a Hashira. As Gyoko's blood demon art fish demons attack the swordsmith village, the locals try desperately to work together. They are told to protect the Hashira's weapons and the chief. The demons start to attack and kill them, while the swordsmith tries to stop them and stay alive. When one of them corners a group behind a house, the love Hashira runs in and cuts through its vase, saving them. Mitsuri apologizes for being late and then starts killing the demons quickly, which amazes the smiths. They ask for help to save the town chief, and she goes to help him. Tanjiro wakes up when he smells something strange and sees Nezuko carrying him and running away while Sekiro tries to hit them with lightning. He knocks down the building with several bolts, and the brothers are again stunned when they get in its way. Even though it hurts, Tanjiro looks up just in time to see Yuroki swoop down to attack them. He rolls out of the demon's way and drags Nezuko into the building with him. Sekiro tells Karaku to go after the demon slayers and destroy the area. He walks into the building, looks around, and sees them. He swings his Uchiwa at them but misses when they turn the corner. Karaku finds them in a long hallway and calls up an even stronger gust of wind, which destroys the building and sends the brothers flying. Nezuko scares Tanjiro by grabbing his sword as they spin out of control. Now that the area is even, Hanetengu's forms start looking for the brothers. Nezuko is stuck under a lot of heavy stuff, so Tanjiro asks her to wait while he tries to get her out. He begs her to let go of his sword. She holds on even tighter and cuts herself, getting blood on the blade. He sees Sekiro and Karaku looking through the dust cloud, waiting for it to settle so they can kill him. He also sees Nezuko ignoring her brother's orders and still holding on to his sword. Gyoko says his name and asks Muichiro if he can talk to him before killing him. Kozo and Kotetsu are standing behind him. The monster wants to show them something he made, which makes Muichiro confused. Before them, a pot spills out something horrifying. Bodies of swordsmiths that have been cut up and have blades stuck in them. Gyoko calls his work the death throes of the smiths, and shows off its features, like the smiths' hard-worked hands and half-broken masks. Kozo and Kotetsu are shocked that they know all the victims. The last thing Gyoko shows is that if he twists a blade, they all scream in pain to show that they are still alive. This makes Kotetsu and Kozo cry. Muichiro, who is angry, jumps forward and tries to cut Upper Five's neck with his sword. But the demon ducks back into his vase and pops up at another spot on the roof. Gyoko asks in frustration if he can keep talking, but Muichiro jumps up and cuts the vase, noting that it didn't put up much of a fight. Gyoko curses the Hashira for breaking his old vase, and a new one appears on the ground. Muichiro notices that Hanetengu is not dodging cuts to the neck, but Gyoko is. This means that he can be killed by cutting off his head. Before using Thousand Needle Fish Kill, Gyoko makes a vase in his hand and calls up 2 devil goldfish. Muichiro has to move out of the way as the devil spits out hundreds of needles at him. As Kotetsu calls out to him, the demons notice the 2 smiths and spit their needles at them instead. To their surprise, Muichiro stands before them with needles stuck in his arms and body. He then tells them to hide and leave. The goldfish spit again, and the Hashira gets in the way of the needles to keep the 2 safe. The 2 quickly leave the scene. The demon laughs when he sees Hashira scratching himself and asks if he can feel the poison making him weak. Gyoko makes fun of him for saving lives that didn't matter and then losing his own. Muichiro hears the words out of the blue, and he remembers when someone told him that his life was pointless. It was summer, and the door to their house was open because it was so hot. At night, cicadas were singing. Gyoko is excited to use the Hashira to make a new piece of art, and Muichiro is annoyed by how much he talks. He swings at the demon's neck, but he can't cut into the demon's skin, since Gyoko is making a new vase in his hand. Upper 5 uses the blood demon art water prison pot to trap Miss Hashira in a water-filled pot and choke him to death. He thinks this is a stylish and beautiful way to die, and says he likes the feeling of the blade on his neck. Muichiro tries to break through the pot, but he can't. Meanwhile, Gyoko enjoys stopping the demon slayer from breathing, which is his best tool. He hopes to see his face as he dies and says that if he destroys the town, the demon slayers will be hurt, and Kaguya Ubayashiki's head can be taken. Tanjiro keeps begging Nezuko to let go of his sword, but all of a sudden, she uses exploding blood and engulfs the blade in flames. He watches it as it starts to turn a bright red color. As Sumiyoshi watches, a voice says that she is amazed to see the samurai sword turn red as he fights. Tanjiro then realizes that he is seeing a memory of his ancestor passed down to him, and that the samurai the girl was talking about is the demon slayer who wears his earrings. He must have had the ability to change his blade red at the moment because it was black like his. As he says that devils will still be able to hurt him even if they get stronger as he does, he says that life has kept saving him so that he can keep living. All of those who helped have the same goals and feelings, to beat demons and save lives. Tanjiro steps forward to face Urogi, Karaku, and Sekido. He is ready to tell them how he feels. Karaku thinks it's funny that he has a new tool, but Urogi says it won't help him and flies to kill him. But Sekido sees the bright red blade, and through Muzan's memories in his cells, he discovers it belonged to the swordsman who trapped the demon progenitor and almost killed him. As the scar on Tanjiro's head starts to burn again, he raises his sword to strike. At the same time, the face of the unknown